but you don't have to eat at McDonald's, and a lot of you don't, right? But it's if you don't understand or if you don't have the discipline, then you're going to eat at McDonald's or being hooked on drugs. Like most of us would say no, right? Give me a yes if you agree. But we know that there are people that get tripped by drugs, right? Drugs because drugs are made readily available and there's nobody stopping it. They're selling them outside of schools and everything else. And so, or I can tell you statistics that say that staying married is an important wealth hack, that your odds of being in poverty, if you're married and have a stable family, are lower than much lower than if you're single and mingling, right? But unfortunately, there are a lot of people that don't want to have a relationship. They don't want to do the work required to get along with another person. So they'd rather have one new relationship every year. And it leads to financial problems. So I could keep going. I could talk about that in terms of mental health, physical health, relationships, and wealth, right? All these issues are solvable. And again, maybe I sound overtly rational. And if I do, if I hurt your feelings or if I'm infuriating you with the way I'm discussing this, just chalk it up to the fact that I'm just a mathematician and I'm looking at things as they are. I think about the way things should be, but I can't make the world what it should be. I can sit here and get outraged and scream and holler and say that ain't right, that ain't fair, but I don't know if that's going to change the world. I don't think that's going to change what Donald Trump and his buddies are going to do in Washington. Now, when I do think about the way the world should be, when I start to dream and fantasize and say, gosh, the world should be like this, I think about things I can actually control. I say, gosh, me and my wife, we should be on a beach somewhere. So I book a trip and we go to the beach. Or I say, the way things should be is we should be eating dinner every day with the kids. So we say to the kids, okay, you're meeting us for dinner tonight. Or I say, how should things be? All of me and all my people that we meet every morning, when we do economic elevation every morning, we should all be invested in the stock market so that when they boost the stock market, we all make money, we can celebrate together. So that's a reality I try to create in this space. So when you talk about the way things are, you're not surrendering to the reality. You're just adjusting to the reality. You're adjusting to that which you can change and that which you cannot change. And you're accepting what you cannot change and saying, well, what can I change? Well, I can change me and I can change the environment around me. What I cannot change is the way the whole world operates. And the best I can do at that point is understand what it is. Like if there's a mountain sitting in front of me, I could wish there was no mountain, or I can try to understand the structure of the mountain so I can know how to get around it. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Right. So this is the way I want to present this to you. Okay. So let's keep going here. Medicaid funding is going to get cut. It's going to cut 1.2 trillion in Medicaid over the decade, potentially stripping health coverage from 20 million low-income Americans. That's terrible. I don't agree with that. SNAP reductions, budget reconciliation measures cut 150 billion from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. Again, terrible. I benefited from SNAP. My mother was on welfare when I was a baby. That's important. Five, corporate tax breaks over work relief. The bill's permanent extension, a 100% bonus depreciation, and expanded corporate deductions disproportionately benefits large corporations, costing 500 billion over 10 years, while worker-focused provisions like the tip tax exemption are capped and phased out for incomes above 150,000.